Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, MF Crypto here, aka Quanstradamus, aka the Wife Changer, aka the Quant Father. Once again. And as always, I'm on a mission to help you build generational wealth. Welcome back to the channel, my fellow subscribers. And for those of you who may be tuning in for the very first time, welcome in as well. Do yourselves a major favor if you haven't done so already. Hit that subscribe button and click on the bell for notifications because I provide the single greatest quant network updates on all of YouTube. Now let's not delay any further, ladies and gentlemen. I have an explosive quant network video update for you today. But before we jump into all of that, Daddy is back in the saddle. If you follow me over on Twitter at @TheRealMFCrypto, you know I've been having some microphone technical difficulties. I had to call in the Geek Squad, called in the Nerd Patrol, and they have gotten to the bottom of it. It had something to do with my XLR cable, input, output, whatever, some nerd shit. But I'm back. Daddy's back. Big Papa. He's here for you. Don't ever get it twisted. No matter what, I'm going to continue to bring the uncut raw. You may have heard me in some recent Twitter spaces. I'm riling up the chain link Marines, the Marine Patrol, because they have no clue. Not a single iota, no crypto pun intended, about the sheer scope of Quant Network and what it aims to do in the future. Chainlink and Sergey Nazarov could only wish to be a fraction of the interoperability solution that QNT is. And those of you who are an engaged, well-read member of the Quant fam community knows this to be true. But let's move beyond the hoopla. Ladies and gentlemen, Quant Network update. Digital Pound is coming. Plus, Quant fam versus Link Marines. This means war. We had to address it, ladies and gentlemen. It's all the rage over on Twitter right now. We'll be getting into all of that, plus two very important Quant Network articles. One official press release from Quant Network team itself, and another article over on City AM about the digital pound coming down the pipeline. It is no longer a pipe dream. It is quite simply the reality, and Quant Network will bring it to fruition through its work with the Bank of England. We're currently trading at 86.24, down 4.76% on the weekly. Guys, I remember when many of you laughed and pointed your finger at me and made me the brunt of the jokes when I said we would ultimately reach the $80 to $85 price range. Well, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We bounced directly off $85 and we regained some ground nearly to the $88 mark, and now we're headed back down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to continue to give you the most accurate Quant Network price updates so that you can get the best entry possible. And I will never FUD this project. It is quite simply the most undervalued asset on planet Earth. But we are going to see harder times here in the near to medium term. So I need you to be prepared for that. And I don't want you to get shaken out of your positions. I've seen some large quant CT accounts openly say on Twitter, whether it's for engagement or otherwise, that they have sold or liquidated large portions, if not all, of their QNT holdings. And that's just a shame, ladies and gentlemen. That is a massive mistake unless you plan to buy at lower entry points. If you have liquidated your QNT holdings simply because you believe the Chainlink FUD, you were never cut out to be a part of the Quant fam in the first place. If you've done the research, if you followed me here on this channel, you know that Quant Network is the greatest asset, and it is very much larger than all of crypto itself. Seamless interoperability between all ecosystems and blockchains. It is the future of finance. Now, moving on from the charts, that article I promised you, this was dated back on the 26th of September. I know it's been a little while since Daddy's been back on the mic, but here I am. Quant Smart Audit. protects enterprises against the 4 billion with a B threat of smart contract hacks by Big Sexy Andrew Carrier. We launched a new service today for financial institutions, payment firms, and other enterprises struggling to protect their smart contracts and decentralized applications from vulnerabilities. In doing so, we're enabling the secure transformation to decentralization in blockchain networks, migrating from on-prem and cloud infrastructure and applications to distributed ledger technologies. Quant Smart Audit, the first of a suite of enterprise security solutions for blockchain known as Quant Protect, is a smart contract auditing service designed to provide enterprises with the security levels they expect in order to execute their blockchain strategies, delivered by the same experts who powered the Project Rosalind retail central bank digital currency project. Although blockchains themselves are highly secure, smart contracts, the programs that run on the blockchain and govern protocols such as cross-chain bridges, can be exploited by malicious actors if not written properly and tested thoroughly. According to blockchain data platform Chain Analysis, 2022 was the biggest year ever for such hacking, with $3.8 billion stolen. Chain Analysis writes, DeFi protocols as victims accounted for 82.1% of all crypto stolen by hackers, a total of 3.1 billion, up from 73.3% in 2021. And of that 3.1 billion, 64% came from cross-chain bridge protocols specifically. Bridges are an attractive target for hackers because the smart contracts in effect become huge, centralized repositories of funds backing the assets that have been bridged to the new chain. A more desirable honeypot could scarcely be imagined. Quant's new service makes it simple for enterprises writing smart contracts to have them independently assessed to the highest standards to remedy and mitigate any security threats and vulnerabilities. Chainlink, beware. We are going to be the interoperability solution of the future. CCIP does not have it figured out yet. They are making changes to CCIP on the fly. Quant Network has established a working and proven interoperability solution since 2019. These are enhancements and security protocol upgrades to show enterprises that they're not messing around, and the Quant Network executive team is continuing to bolster their unrivaled and unparalleled technology so that it can be implemented when that switch is flipped for the new financial system of the globe to be implemented. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fool yourselves or allow the Link Marines to get in your heads. They just don't know what they're talking about. Any and all FUD is nonsense and utter foolishness. Martin Hargreaves, our chief product officer, comments, given the risk level posed by substandard smart contracts, it has become industry best practice for anyone issuing them to have first audited by a third party. What makes our service different is our focus on finance and our heritage in cybersecurity. The Quant team understands the intricacies of this highly regulated sector and combines the necessary technical, business, and legal knowledge to offer an appropriate level of analysis and diligence. Luke Riley, our head of innovation, comments, over the last few years, in order to write smart contracts while working on large-scale infrastructure projects like LackChain and Project Rosalind, we've developed a suite of testing tools and bolstered the specialist knowledge required to audit smart contracts to the highest standards. That's now available to any Quant customer via Smart Audit. We're not playing around, ladies and gentlemen. We came to win. That's the name of the game for QNT. Now, switching gears over to the City AM article, Fintech's back digital pound arguing it will boost innovation and competition, by Chris Durrell. Fintechs are excited by the potential of a so-called digital pound, arguing it will help spur innovation in the UK and create a more competitive payments environment. Adam Jackson, Director of Policy at Innovate Finance, told City AM that the industry body, quote, strongly supports the introduction of a digital pound. Of course it does. The industry wants digital currencies to come to the forefront so that governments can see everything that you do and everything that you pay for. Every single transaction will be recorded on a digital ledger for them to scrutinize and shut off your accounts if they deem necessary, or if they deem you a dissident of the state, or for any frivolous reason whatsoever. He argued that a digital pound would reinforce the UK's position as a global leader in payments, while it should also, quote, stimulate innovation across a variety of domestic markets. Now, in all fairness, ladies and gentlemen, central bank digital currencies and the tokenization of assets will unlock an unprecedented amount of liquidity in markets we have never seen before. Tokenization of assets is and will continue to be a natural evolution of monetary policy and monetization moving forward. What I fear for the future, though, is that banks, financial institutions, and governments leveraging these digital ledger technologies and solutions will implement these central bank digital currencies in order to gain complete surveillance over the masses. This is a battle we will have to fight collectively as humanity moves into a rapidly AI-dominant and tokenized future. The digital pound is a form of central bank digital currency, or CBDC. A CBDC is essentially a digital form of cash which will be created by the Bank of England, unlike existing digital payments which are created through the private sector. The Bank of England suggests it is, quote, likely to be needed in future, end quote, as digital payments become ever more important in the economy. The proposals have faced some opposition from high street banks who worry that it will potentially limit the availability of bank funding. Fintechs, however, have praised the bank for its focus on boosting innovation. The bank proposes to run a platform model whereby it will run the main architecture but let private sector actors engage with consumers. It's important to note, ladies and gentlemen, that CBDCs and tokenization of assets are an ongoing endeavor. It has not been adopted yet. It has not been brought to the forefront. And the only way that it will do so is when the current global economy is sacrificed on the altar, utilized as a scapegoat to usher in CBDCs and overall tokenization. Understand this, and you will understand why I am very, very bearish in the short to medium term. Do not let that deter you, however, from accumulating Quant Network QNT tokens, because in the long run there is no greater asset on the planet. I will continue to beat that into your head. Varun Paul, director of CBDCs at Fireblocks and former head of the Bank of England's FinTech Hub, said the setup should create a lower barrier to entry for fintechs to compete for customers. Jackson agreed that the platform model will leverage the bank and private sector's capabilities to deliver benefits to consumers and businesses by acting as a catalyst for innovation in the digital payments landscape. There are a number of different areas that fintechs have cited as possible areas of innovation. Alyssa DiCaprio, chief economist at R3, said the distributed ledger technology which underlies the digital pound could both speed up payments and make them cheaper. She argued that a digital pound could help move away from, quote, expensive and slow settlement, siloed systems, and an over-reliance on account-to-account transfer. Paul made the same point, saying the digital pound could support, quote, a faster, cheaper, and more resilient payment system. Financial crime is another area where a CBDC could help. Quant boss Gilbert Verdian has previously told City AM that the digital pound could effectively eradicate fraud. Verdian suggested that fraud protections can be built into the architecture of a CBDC, like the digital pound, enabling a far greater degree of protection than is currently possible in the current financial system. When you look at CBDCs, it's an opportunity to be able to embed fraud protection at a whole network level and then have fraud prevention done by the network itself. Big Papa Verdian said. Using CBDCs, regulators will be able to look at the pattern of fraud right across the payments network. This will help to identify suspicious activity which can then be directly targeted. New payment methods could also reduce financial crime by preventing payments for online goods being made until a delivery has been made. The consultation on the digital pound closed this summer. The bank is now working on the design phase before a final decision on whether to go ahead with the digital pound is expected in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, you still have time to accumulate QNT, but I need to stress that you know the importance of this technology over Ledger OS. It will be a critical component as the backbone of the new financial system of our planet in just a few years' time. The writing's on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone who understands blockchain at a deep fundamental level knows that interoperability is absolutely necessary in order for blockchain to succeed and to coexist with traditional finance. The banks will not adopt blockchain technology without interoperability and being able to control the levers at their disposal. Only Quant Network's Overledger OS system allows them to do that and sit on top of existing blockchains without having to adhere to the protocols of each individual blockchain's ecosystem. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. QNT is here to stay, and its value will only rise exponentially in the coming bull run and coming decade. Now, I'm going to end off this video with a tweet that I put out yesterday. I'm tired of the FUD coming from the Chainlink Marines and the Chainlink community. They are threatened severely by our project. And I sent a shot right across the bow to let them know Big Papa's not playing around. Imagine getting fudded out of your entire QNT holding, the project that will be the singular connective infrastructure sitting on top of all blockchain ecosystems, allowing seamless interoperability for all parties involved. Link in CCIP wishes it had what Quant Network has in Overledger. Again, this is a community that is deathly afraid of what QNT has and deep down knows it is a vastly superior technology. Keep playing catch up, but the war is already won. Bank of England, JP Morgan Chase, Deutsche Bank, Citibank, Oracle, Bank of International Settlements, aka the BIS, and on and on. Hodl QNT and win. End of story. Quantstradamus. And a nice little picture of Gilbert Verdian sitting extremely quampy, knowing what he has created and what he has co-founded to be the backbone infrastructure of the new financial system of our planet. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. This has been another feature presentation by MF Crypto, aka Quantstradamus, aka the Quant Father, aka the Wife Changer, the #1 source for all your crypto needs. I'll see you next episode. Cheers.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
What happens when you're a gazelle and you're not being pushed, you're not being prodded, you're not given a reward, nobody's encouraging you? What happens when you're a gazelle and the lion's not chasing you anymore? You stop running. But what happens when you're a lion? When you are a lion, it does not make a difference. You realize that if your family is going to eat, that if that pack of lions is to survive, then you gotta go hunt. A part of being a beast just ain't eating a gazelle. A part of being a beast is the hunts. It's the hunt that they're excited about. They like to see the gazelles run. Then boom, they take off. Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process. You're not in love with the process.
A true hunter's goal is not the prize. A true hunter's goal is to hunt. That's what they live for. They live to hunt. They don't just live to catch it. It's the whole process. When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time, you go by the gazelle. When you are a true hunter, you hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another.
If you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do, be what you say you're gonna be, you're gonna have to lion me out.
You a gazelle, you gonna come up short. You a gazelle, you gonna have an average experience. You a student, I need you in lion mode. You an entrepreneur, I need you in lion mode. You trying to lose weight, lion mode. You can't do nothing significant in gazelle mode, nothing. Nothing impressive happens in gazelle mode. Nothing happens in run mode, give up mode, quit mode, scared mode, fearful mode, nothing happens. Everything happens in lion mode like I'm coming to get you.